Okay, I'm just gonna take a picture. Oh, this is my bad side. Ew. Okay, hi guys. So today we are going to talk about this book, Bunny. Before I talk about my feelings, tell me what did you rate the book? Five stars, Alex. Okay, 4 stars. There's not a lot of people in the live, so I'm not gonna keep y'all waiting for my rating. I rated the book 3 stars. It almost got 2 stars, I'm not gonna lie. So honestly, Gabriella, the book was a 3-star read. I almost nearly hated the book. And I don't really remember what much. So I did review it because I don't like to wait. I don't like to make my subscribers wait until the live stream to see my view on the book. But yeah, I felt if this wasn't my book club, I would have DNF'd too. So I'm not even mad at you. So we're just gonna actually. I'm so sorry, Alex. Like, I feel so bad because when I was reading the books, I literally had you in mind. I was like, I literally felt so bad because I know that you really, really like this book. But okay, so yeah, I definitely can't. Obviously, I wouldn't be mad even if I did like the book that nobody read it, or that like not a lot of people read it, because I do understand. But don't even waste our time. And then if you want to stay for the spoilers and just hear like the spoilers part, I'll definitely. I'm going ham on these chips. Yeah, exactly. Oh my gosh, exactly. I love the first 50%, and then the rest of the book. Like as the book went on, I was like, damn, I'm kind of bored, and I was like, damn, I've been bored for a minute. Yeah, I have a lot of thoughts. I'm actually gonna pull up my review because I completely forgot. And then on top of that, I reread another mono award book. I reread Oswell. Fucking hated it. Gave it 2 stars. I'm not reading from this author ever again. Yes, I agree. I agree. Yeah. I thought I was gonna like it because I liked Catherine House, and everybody was like, "Oh, like if you like Catherine House, okay." I think that also plays into it. And also, before I forget, I want to do something in this book club where, since it's dark academia themed, I want to compare the book of that month to the previous books. So like I want to compare Bunny to Catherine House, and then when we read Playing Bad Heroes, I want to compare Playing by Heroes to Catherine House and Bunny. So like as the months go on, I want to compare the books all together, just because I think that Dark Academia is a really special genre, and it's a really specific genre, and I think I kind of want to pinpoint what I like about Dark Academia, or I guess kind of like I don't know, I don't want to make it feel like, school, but like a fun study of the genre is basically what I want this book club to be. The more I thought about it, the more I was reading Bunny, I was like, I think I just want this to be like studying the genre, but like if you're not into that, you can just read just to read. Yes, it is a July book. I actually have it, this thick ass bitch right here. It's 617 pages, and shit, and the pages are so white. The pages when y'all see my wrap up, the pages are gonna be, oh my gosh, it's gonna be so messy. Oh, there's nothing under the dust jacket. But yes, I'm excited for this one, but we'll talk about that one more later. Honestly, I love Dark Academia, even though I've only read like one Dark Academia book. If We Were Villains is not a pick for any of the future months. I have all the months up until February planned out, so it's not a pick, but I'm going to be reading it in July. So if anyone wants to read that too with me, and then we kind of talk about that in July as well as Playing Bad Heroes, like I wouldn't mind that. That's only if you guys want to, like that might be too much. It's not an official book pick. It's just something like I want to read a lot of Dark Academia within the month. And I kind of want to talk about it. Like, if you guys want to talk about Ace of Spades, if you read that, or if you are just interested in hearing about it, like, I can talk about that. I read that this month. I read another Dark Academia book, but I think, or I could be imagining that. But let's talk about Bunny, because obviously that's what, we can talk about the rest of this stuff later. But Bunny. So I listened to the audiobook, and I didn't write a review. I could have swore I wrote a review. No, that's so weird because, I did write a review because I'm like, I literally review every single book I read, rather it's a sentence or a word or a whole paragraph. Exactly. It's very, very specific. And I don't know if I'm trying to gatekeep the genre, but I hate when people are like, oh, Dark Academia is this, and it's just a book that has murder in it, and it doesn't have a school. Or it's just a book that has a school in it, but doesn't have a murder. Dark Academia has murder, it has school, and it has a bit of weirdness in it. And there's something else I'm kind of forgetting, I think. But essentially, Dark Academia, murder, school. Somebody tried to recommend Knives Out as Dark Academia. No, it does not take place in the school. That's not what Dark Academia is. Like, I'm so tired of people who don't know what Dark Academia is making these Dark Academia recommendation videos and all that stuff, and they don't know what they're talking about. Like, it's so annoying. But not saying that, like, I know everything about Dark Academia or anything like that. But, it's like when you're interested in something and somebody comes in and they just think they know everything. And it's like, dude, you actually don't know anything. Anyway, so my expectations... Okay, yeah, maybe when we read that in August. Also, if anybody else I do have the books until January planned out, but if anybody wants to make a suggestion for December, November, December, and January, feel free to, because Gabriella picked the book for August. So if anybody else wants to like make a suggestion for a book, feel free to. But yeah, I'll look into that interview, and my fish memory is not going to remember that, but I'm going to try to remember to look into that after I read the book in August. I don't want to be like, I've been trying to avoid everyone else's reviews and opinions. I've been trying to like avoid the book like a plague, but I can't because everyone's reading it. But like with Bunny, like I was so hyped for Bunny, and then I read it and I'm like, So I don't want to go into the Atlas 6 being like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna love this, and I don't. So I'm trying to like, but yeah, I had such high expectations going into Bunny, and I just wasn't really feeling it. And Yeah, I was just really disappointed because I really wanted to like the book. Like I really, really tried to. Yeah, Gabriella, you are gonna reread it because you suggested it, so you're gonna reread it. But I really wanted to like it because everyone else liked it, and like it's a Dark Academia book, and I don't expect to like everything in Dark Academia. But Catherine House was a 4-star read. Bunny was a 3-star read. I just want to find like that book for me that we read in our book club because Ace of Spades, that was a 5-star read. Like obviously, if you're here, you like Dr. Ganea, but you haven't read Ace of Spades, definitely check that out. Wait, hold on. People really think that? Yes, there's so much in Dark Academia to be discussed, and there's so much that Dark Academia has done for this. I don't want to say this generation, but yeah. But I keep getting distracted. Okay, everyone kept saying this book was like the Heathers. As someone who loves the Heathers is one of my favorite movies. A lot of people don't. Well, first of all, everything's my favorite movie. I have like so many favorite movies. But Heathers is like something like I grew up watching like as a teenager. I love that movie. Like I watch Heathers every Friday the 13th. Like it is a tradition. So the fact that people were comparing this to Heathers, I was like, okay, period. Like Heathers. Before I joined BookTube, I was like immensely obsessed with it. But then I can't compartmentalize my hyperfixation. So, yes, Alex, you have to read Ace of Spades. So I expected this to be more like Heathers, and it was nothing of the sort. It was nothing like Heathers. It did have a Heathers mention, like a little cameo mention, but you only knew that if you watched Heathers because Jocelyn read Bunny and she didn't peep what they said. So don't be saying nothing is like Heathers and it's not. The only comparison is that all the girls share the same name and they're trying to introduce somebody else to the group. But at that same point, you could say the book is also compared to Mean Girls. Which people say when people compare things to things, I think they compare things based off the idea of things, like the idea of like, oh, well, here's 3 girls, they're popular, they're initiating one person into their group. That's not what you compare. You don't compare things based off of that. You compare it based off the feeling, the similarities in the plot and the setting, stuff like that. Not just, oh, it shares a similar idea. But let me not get on that topic because I'll just be here for days. Because I did enjoy the first 50%. Like when I first went into book, I actually really, really loved it. That's it in my review. I really should have wrote some notes down. And I said this and I even put a note in the book to make notes with and didn't make the damn notes. So, but luckily I made my review. But yeah, the first 50% was actually really good. Also, Mona Awad books are what's the word I'm looking for? They are called dark comedies, but there's never anything fucking funny about the books. Like in Oswell, there was nothing funny in that book. It was actually really, really depressing. And I'm gonna scream. I'm going to scream. Yeah, people just compare like books to like random things, and I get it. It's to get people to read it, but don't do that shit if it's like someone's favorite and then they read it and they're like, no, because most people who compare Bunny to Heathers hasn't really seen Heathers or didn't really like Heathers. Yeah, exactly. I didn't see that either. And then Oswald, that shit was not funny. It was not funny. Nothing about. Anyways, there's some things I want to get into. I really wish Jocelyn was here because she made a really good point. So I'll try to, but she knows what she's talking about because she made that point. So I'll try to talk about her point the best that I can. Yeah, it's called a dark comedy, and it's called a dark comedy in the description on Goodreads, and it might be in the tags on Goodreads as well. Exactly. I agree. But people, you know how people are, like they have to compare books to basically anything to get other readers. But I hate that. Like, why can't you say what the fucking book is? But that's neither here nor there. Okay, so now we kind of get into like the spoily parts. I'm not gonna spoil anything, but it's kind of spoilery-ish. And then somebody in the comments may spoil something, and if they do, I can't control their fingers, so I'm just warning y'all. But I think the reason why I didn't like this book so much was because it had a supernatural aspect to it. And if a book is going to be, if it's going to have supernatural, let that shit be explained. Like, don't, like, okay, with Catherine House, I don't, or even with any like dark academia book in general, I don't mind that things are like unexplained or weird. But if you're gonna add supernatural to the plot, explain that shit. Explain it, because then people are just out here confused. Yeah, it just, oh, I'm saying, yeah, like, I'm not reading my own review, but it just came off like a bit lazy, like the author not explaining, like the author's just like, actually, I don't even want to touch on that really fast. I usually don't feel like I wanted more from a book by the ending, but this one I really did. I really wanted more from the ending. That's all I have to say in my review, though. So, but yeah, I like the first 50% of the book. Sam was, and also I'm gonna explain the book just in case you somehow don't know, because a lot of people say, "Oh, Read Bunny is good," but they don't tell you what the fuck the book is about, or they tell you little parts. So I'm gonna go into as much detail as I can with the plot. So this book is about this girl named Sam who has a friend whose name, what the fuck is this bitch's name? Also, Sam's middle name is Heather, which I thought was interesting. This shit takes place in New England. Okay, so Sam is in college and she has a friend named Ava, and Sam and Ava like to spend their time making fun of the bunnies. They all call each other Bunny, they refer to each other as Bunny, all this stuff, and Ava and Sam like to kind of make fun of them and all this stuff, and they don't really like them until one day something happens where the bunnies leave a note for Sam, and invite her to like a party or something like that. And she goes to the well, is it a party? It's not a party. It's like some type of, they read like their poetry to each other and like stories to each other, and Sam likes writing stories. So then she ends up basically getting involved with the bunnies, and some things start happening where they basically turn bunnies into boys. That's why it's called Bunny. And so it's like a ritual thing. But also with getting involved with the bunnies, Sam is starting to become one with the bunnies. And even the way that they think as we. They never say I. They refer to themselves in third person, being as Bunny. And they all actually aren't named Bunny. So it's not like the Heathers where everyone's name was actually Heather and they had a different name. They actually have their own names. They just call each other Bunny. And even when they get close to each other, they kind of do call each other by their own names. But when they're around other people or thinking, I've noticed that they call each other Bunny. And yeah, she basically just get involved with some bitches who turn bunnies into men. And like, I think that a lot of people like this book because it's supposed to be like, oh, like, hey, you building your own man, like, I don't know, feminism, but I don't know. No, I just feel like, and I don't mean this in a mean way, I feel like, I don't know. I want to know why, if you like this book, I want to know why you liked it, because I don't want to jump to conclusions, but I feel like people who like this book just, I don't know. I don't want to say anything mean because I don't want to, like, I don't know. That's very true. Also, to compare Bunny to Catherine House, food was also a really weird topic in this book. Okay, that makes sense. What did you read the metaphor as? Like, what do you think the metaphor was? Yeah, but it was just like, I want to know how the fuck and why the fuck they're turning bunnies into men. Also, there's a really good point, um, but that will get into spoiler territory. So if you if I'm about to just get into spoilers, but Exactly. That's what I feel like. It just feels like I just think I need like I don't maybe it's I haven't read a lot of magical realism and like the only one I can think about right now is uh what the fuck? The Raven Boys. And I didn't mind that was unexplained, but I just think if you're gonna be doing some shit like this, like turning bunnies into men, I kind of wanted a bit more explained. Exactly. Exactly. Yeah, yeah. Same thing. That is very true. That is very true. She was really pretentious. Like I thought it was really funny. And once the plot twist is exposed with Ava, which was really funny because I actually thought Ava was pretentious, and I thought that Ava in the beginning of the book, before I got more into the book, this was just like when I first started, and this is when like Sam was starting to become friends with the bunny, and Ava had all her opinions until I got further in the book, you know, and I changed my opinions, but I actually thought that Ava was the pretentious one and that Sam was the kind of friend that was basically a follower of Ava, and she only thought that the bunnies were bad because Ava would tell her so until, the end. Yeah, I didn't like Catherine House. I mean, I did like Catherine House, but I thought Catherine House was okay because it didn't have that magical aspect to it. But also, like, I think everyone is labeling this book as weird, and I did not think that Bunny was weird or Catherine House. I think that it just wasn't explained well. That's what I think. Like, I really wish that people would stop calling this. I love weird things. I love one of my favorite horror movies of all time. Well, two of them are really weird fucking movies, but they're weird because they're weird, not weird because they're unexplained. And so I keep going into these books thinking I'm gonna get weird, and then I get some shit that don't make sense because the author couldn't put the ties in. And it's like I don't mind, but at the same time, I wish they were. I just feel like it's lazy not putting more in, even though it's probably like some like medical metaphorical thing out there. But personally, I just feel like you know, yeah, yeah, yeah. I like that. Like spoilers, but I like that Sam basically, well, she did create Ava. And like, at first, I thought the bunnies were jealous of her because she created Ava without her knowledge. But I actually think that the bunnies, well, they said it, they thought she was pathetic because she didn't even know she created Ava. And she's been thinking Ava's her whole friend this entire time. And the bunnies kind of look down at their creations. I don't want to say they look down, but they see them as their creations and like something you shouldn't be friends with or something you should just use. So the fact that Sam was friends with Ava, they was like, wow, this bitch is really pathetic. I am so sorry if I just straight up spoiled you for this book. Well, she wasn't an imaginary friend. Basically, they could turn bunnies into like giraffes, and Sam actually was. I mean, Ava was a creations of Sam. Sam just didn't have any knowledge because Ava wasn't imaginary. She was a living, breathing person. I don't want to say she had her own thoughts, but she was a living, breathing person. Well, she was a person. Everybody else could see her. Let's just say that. I don't want to say living and breathing, but yeah, she was a person. Everybody could see her. People talked to her. Things like that. You know what? That's a good point. That's a good point. Especially when like that scene when Sam was talking about that guy that she liked in high school that she would die with every night on the stage. When she talked about him and they ended up like creating him, and then his head fucking exploded. I mean, that's so explainable. Like sometimes you just really love a book. I just think with Bunny, I was just like, I think for me, the issue was it was so hyped and I expected so much from it. And usually with books, I don't go in with high expectations, but because I love dark academia and I love weird things, I was like, oh, this is about to be the shit. And the first 50%, I was like, yeah. But then by the end, I was like, oh, hell no. So it's mostly just me going in with such high expectations because the book wasn't terrible. Yeah, when his head fucking exploded, the scene when they were like, Sam, you think you're better than us? You think you're this? You think you're that? Like you're a whore. You slept with the professor. Da 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 da. And then Sam's sitting here like, haha. Like, I wonder why he's saying that. Like, bitch, this is clearly what the bunnies think of you. And then you're sitting here still being friends with them. I was at work when I listened to that scene, and I need to see if Playing Bad Heroes is on Libby or Hoopla, since I can't fucking use Audiobook. But when that scene came on, I was literally at work folding clothes, and I was like, what the fuck? I was like, what the fuck? Did I read that right? But what else? The scene where Ava basically came to like save Sam, and like the scene where basically when the bunnies realized that Ava was a creation. I keep calling him creation, but when she realized that Ava was a creation, yeah, Overdrive and Hoopla are the same thing. I just use Libby because the app aesthetically is just more pleasing and it looks easier to use. Exactly. Yeah. But yeah, I actually have 3 libraries on Libby. I should probably check the other ones, but I don't think it's on there. It is on there per. I'm about to listen to this week. Actually, I'll probably listen to it tomorrow for my week. My book for tomorrow. Okay. This is such a good question. I think everybody should answer this. Personally, I would rather be in Bunny because you can create your own whatever if you know the little thing that they did. And Sam basically was so good that she didn't really need to do the ritual that they did. So I'm just be Sam, you know. I can just create my own boyfriend. And both schools do seem like a nightmare, especially Catherine House. Catherine House seemed terrible. Hi, Jada. Catherine House School, they would lock people in the tower butt naked. I'm not going to that school. Good luck to you, Lydia, because you're really gonna have to be like, you're really gonna have to mind your business. Mind your business. Also, that's a good question. I think that we should keep that question and like compare all the schools and be like, okay, so which school would you rather go to out of all the books we read? That's a really good question. I'm gonna keep that in mind. And speaking of comparing the books, if you read Bunny and you notice, if you read Bunny and Catherine House and you notice any comparisons and you want to comment that, you could. But I brought this up earlier, but the mentions of food in both Bunny and Catherine House were really, really interesting to me. And it felt like they both were using food to kind of get people to submit. You know what I'm saying? That is true. You know what? That's a good point. That's a good point. But the way that I forgot the main character's name. The way the main character in Catherine House was not going to class would have been me. In high school, I never went to class in high school. One of my sides of my face is skinnier than the other. What the? Am I tripping? Anyways, it feels skinnier. Anyways. Yeah. I never went to class in high school, so I wouldn't have been in class in Catherine House, and they would have had to lock me up butt naked in that tower. And and what they was doing to people, the fact that I could be baby, no ma'am, no ma'am. Bro, I saw a lot of similarities in Bunny and Catherine House, but now that I think about it, I can't think of any comparisons. No, exactly. And I feel like it's just because I'm that unlucky. Like, I don't even be doing that to people. Like, I don't bother anybody. I mind my business. It's simply for the fact that I am. They probably would look at me and be like, "Yeah, take your ass to the tower." I'm not a hot Cheetos girl, but I really like hot Cheetos. But I'm dying right now. Oh my gosh, you're so right. You're so right. Which they experimenting on. Yeah, they both were like really stand-by-ish. Like, I don't want to say stand-by-ish. I don't know how to explain it. I agree. Yeah. What would Bunny be in? I think I was not on my nose. Okay, I'll be right back. Anyways, what do you think Bunny was an allegory for? I personally think that Catherine House was an allegory for obviously colleges and how prestigious they are, and how hard it is as a Black person to be going to these prestigious colleges, even though the main character wasn't Black. Damn, these chips are really. You would think I would stop eating them, but I can't. I can't stop. No, I am not okay. I am dying. But What else was another interesting scene? I totally forgot the ending, I'm not gonna lie. Oh, okay. Okay, yeah. Okay. Yeah, yeah. Especially the incompetent version of yourself part. Because that's really what she looked at the bunny as before she joined. Bro, imagine making a man he doesn't love you. I would have to, you know? I think I know who you're talking about. I thought he was sweet. I kind of wish he was. I'm kind of glad she didn't have a love interest because I think I would have fucked everything up. Didn't she end up seeing? Is it the? Are you referring to the guy she ended up seeing at the end? Okay, that could be maybe where the dark humor is coming from. Yeah, I thought Max was cool. Sorry. I thought Max was like really cool, honestly. It's literally saying, yeah, higher education, fuck that. That's why I like that's why I like Dark Academia, because it's like rich, smart people. I like that, like, Sam tried to pretend like she wasn't rich, and all the bunnies was like, bitch, you are rich. Stop trying to pretend like you're not. This is such a good point. They were so superficial, and even Sam started to become so superficial when she joined them, and that's why when they start making, that's when she started making her own hybrids, that shit would fail because she had already became superficial at that point. But before, that's why she was able to make Ava beforehand, because she wasn't superficial. Well, to be honest, Sam was kind of a, well, Ava was definitely a not like other girls. Sam was kind of almost giving off that energy, I'm not gonna lie. But the bunnies were fucking weird. Are you sure? Hold on. Let me open this book up right now. What? How did you get that? I just want to know. Cause like, damn, why didn't I think of that? I mean, damn, at this point, anybody could be. Jonah? Are you referring to Jonah? Wait, never mind. Hold on. Who the fuck is the mud? Oh shit. Yeah, because she says, I lower my gaze to the mud. Sure, Samantha, says the mud. I love to. I never even fucking thought about that. There is a Discord. I just suck at them, but I will link the Discord, and I'll try to do better. I'm gonna put one for playing Bad Heroes. Okay. Exactly. I didn't even think of that. Yeah, I mean, watch Westworld. He did not talk to anyone. And then if you really think about it, like anybody could have been a creation. Yeah. I don't really think that Sam was jealous of the bunnies because she really hid her fortune anyways, or she was more embarrassed the fact that she lost her fortune. But I think if she was jealous of it, we would have been able to more tell, if that makes sense. I don't know. Yeah. I haven't meaning to watch Westworld. Every time I bring up Romeo and Juliet, my boyfriend is like, "Oh, like you should just watch Westworld then." I guess I have to. I just guess I have to watch fucking Westworld because I don't know why I went ham. Oh my gosh, points. Points were made, y'all. I'm not giving this book 4 stars, but I possibly could. Maybe I will keep the book. I was gonna unhaul it. It was gonna go on my unhaul pile, but I'm gonna keep it because I think maybe if I reread it, I'll see things that I didn't see before, and I'll maybe like it. No, he wasn't comparing Romeo and Juliet. A quote from Romeo and Juliet is used in Westworld. It's the quote, "These violent delights bring violent ends," and he only brings that up because I want to get that tattoo. And he goes, "Oh, it's from Westworld," and I'm like, "No, it's Romeo and Juliet." No, no, I'm like you. Stop it, Gabriella. The way I was fighting, but there is no way for me to talk about Westworld because I don't want to be like one of those girls now. I sorry, but I can't. I can't be one of those girls, you know? Like I literally am never gonna mention him ever again. Like I'm not even kidding. Okay, yeah, I am kidding. I did bring him up in my summer TBR video, but I'm not gonna be one of those girls who be like, yeah, my boyfriend, my boyfriend. Y'all are gonna be like, damn, she got a boyfriend like 3 months from now because I'm gonna stop talking about him. I'm not even kidding. But yeah, honestly, I literally reread that whole last chapter like twice, and I still didn't get that. So I don't blame you, to be honest, because the ending. To be honest, once I got to the end, I was so over it. I was like, I'm done with this fucking book. But I'm gonna need to reread it a second time because I think that now maybe Bunny's the kind of book where you when you reread it, you have a different appreciation for the things that you know. And now going in knowing that Ava is a creation, that I would look at her much more different because I fucking hated Ava. I was like, I hope they kill her. And this is such a good point. I don't remember what the nasty drink was, but this is such a good point that like she didn't want to be like them, but she wanted, yeah, she did not want to be like them at all. Like, she would be talking shit about them. And now suddenly you sitting at the girlies table. Oh, okay. Yeah, I listened to the audiobook the first time. I don't know, maybe I'll physically read. No, I literally can't physically read to save my life. I read one physical book in the entire month of June. And that was my first physical book since like March. But Ava was such a terrible friend. And I mean, it says a lot that she was a creation, but Ava was such a toxic friend, and it was so funny because in May, most of the books I read were toxic friends. So then going into this book and reading about Ava, I was like, ugh, here we go again. But yeah, it's because it wasn't her friend. She literally existed to look out for the greater good for Sam. Ava probably knew that like the bunnies were ain't shit and weird, and or Ava didn't, because Ava was Sam's creation, she didn't want the bunnies to take care of her. I also think in that scene where Sam is about to get, she's about to get like robbed. She was hanging out with the bunnies and she ended up in an alley. She was about to get like robbed or something, but Ava came to save her. Like Ava just so happened to be walking by some random ass neighborhood and they catch up and they go eat lunch together. And that's also the scene where the bunnies realize that Ava's also a creation. I thought that scene was really good because it's like, how the fuck did Ava know she was there? I don't know. But the whole idea of creations were interesting to me. Like, I don't know. Yeah, that's very true. I agree. Because Ava was basically Sam, or Sam times 10, because Ava was so fucking annoying. And it felt like Ava was telling Sam what to do. It felt like Ava was Sam's older sister. Yeah, which says a lot because Ava was really fucking annoying. Well, it's been a month, so wasn't it a stag, or am I tripping? I don't know. It's been like I've read like 43 books in June, which I do remember a good of them, but Bunny was just, sorry, I am thinking about playing that here. Like, look how big this book is, and we're supposed to read this in June. That's crazy, y'all. I mean, I'm gonna read it. I'm gonna have mine read by this weekend. So hope y'all can read it too. Imagine there's just one person in the live stream for this book. Oh, Max was a stag. I knew somebody was a stag. Yeah, I pretty much, because I work. I don't want to be like I work a lot, but I work like 3 to 4 times a week, and I work for 5 hours a day. So I'm not about to just be sitting here folding clothes all day alone with my thoughts. That's a nightmare. I once had to work a shift where I was alone with my thoughts because my AirPods were dead. I literally ended up overthinking my entire life and almost overthought myself into a depression. So I personally listen to audiobooks or music so I just don't think too much, and it also helps me move faster. And that's pretty much how I listen to all my audiobooks. And then at home, I mostly read ebooks because I like to lay my lazy ass in my bed. But personally, I don't think there's anything wrong with listening to audiobooks. Yeah. I know you can do it. Listen, start today, read 100 pages per week. 1 week you might have to read 200 pages. I mean, obviously, you probably could read more than that. You could read 300 pages. I don't know how to do the fucking math. Read like 100 pages per day in 1 week. You know, I know we can get through it. Literally. But yeah, I had to get back. I'm gonna put this book back now because I'm tired of holding it. But I had to get back on my live streams because I really miss doing like regular live streams for you guys. And even just like talking to you about my life, like I literally have a freaking boyfriend now. Like who would have thought I would be saying that? And pretty much other than that, there's nothing really interesting going on in my life. Actually, okay, so we're reading The Secret History in November. So July is Playing Bad Heroes. August is the Alice Six. September is Deadly Education. October is The Last Graduate. November is The Secret History. December is A Lesson in Vengeance. January is Vita Nostra, and February will be The Secret Place. That's totally fine. Yeah, I miss those two. I've been working so much to the point where I personally like having like 3 days off in a row. And I've been working so much where I would have like every other day off, or like this week I had 2 days off, but I ended up calling off one of those days. And next week I do have 3 days off. I'll have to see the week after that. I just been working so much and I just get like so tired and I just want to spend my days off like laying in bed. But it's like I spend all my days off laying in bed. So it's like I can at least do a live stream for one of those days. But yeah. I am gonna try to get back to doing my live stream, especially because I don't think I'll be vlogging anymore. Jocelyn suggested I start up my. Oh my gosh, Miss Dash Dash, girl. But yeah, I don't think I'll really be doing vlogs anymore on this channel. I think I'm gonna start up my reading vlog channel again to do those. Yeah, we should. We should. I'm gonna need a good week off for that, or 3 days off, and I have to do it like on a date in between. So, damn, it would be a good one to do it for like summer. I could do it for my birthday, but I'm going on vacation for my birthday, so I can't do it for my birthday. I'll see what my schedule looks like for the next month, and then I'll get back to y'all on that. I have not read the Ivies. I do have the Arc though, but it just seems very high school, which there's no problem with that. It's just I read YA, but there's something about I don't know. I read Ace of Spades and that was really good, but Ace of Spades really raised the bar. So since then, I'm really feeling nervous about going into high school dark academia books because Ace of Spades was just so fucking good. They're like the Ivies. I'm now kind of like, nothing will ever be the Ace of Spades. I know that. But I'm like, damn, will it even be able to compare? Will it be able to compete? You know? So that's my own issue. Hold on, let me look this up. Exactly. Thank you, Miss Dash Dash. I knew if nobody was gonna agree with me, you would have if you read it, and you did. Yeah, Ace of Spades is that girl. If you guys want to talk about that, we definitely can. Yeah, but the thing is, I mean, it'll probably have to be like November or December, February, next year kind of thing, just because I have all the books picked out for the next rest of the year. But I wouldn't mind, like, there are a lot of books that I actually plan to do rereads of. Like, I'm going to read The Magicians this month, and I'm going to read If We Were Villains this month. And then if I end up really liking them, I'm going to use them again for next month, although I'm sure we'll have many more Dark Academia books by that time. And maybe we can do the Ivies. Maybe we can do the Ivies next year. But what title was I looking up again? The Furies. The Furries? The Furies. You know what? Jocelyn recommended this to me because Jocelyn was giving me some Dark Academia books to use for the next, to like think of. I hate on Goodreads how if you don't spell one thing correctly, like it just fucks up your whole search. The cover is, it's there. I'm seeing a 2-star, 3-star, 3-star, 5-star. I don't know. I'll look into it for next year. Also, if you guys haven't read This Poison Heart, you definitely need to read that. It's not Dark Academia, it's just good. Well, it's not like the best thing ever, but the ending of the book was just like really good. But yeah, my sweaty arms. But yeah, honestly, I think that's it for the book club. I think we talked about like all we need to talk about. If you guys want to just stay on just to talk, oh my gosh. First, Celia and the Spades came out like 3 years ago. But Celia and the Spades was so good. It was so good. It was supposed to be turned into a TV show. But that is also a really good book. It's kind of Dark Academia, but like nobody, I don't remember, I don't think anybody dies. Nobody I can think of dies. That was such, Celia and the Spades was just such a good movie. And there's someone in it, I forgot his name. He was also in When They See Us. He's really good. Yeah, it's a, no, it's a TV show already? No, you're lying. I mean, it's gonna be a TV show, but it's a movie. Yeah, it's just a movie right now. Did I read any good fantasy book this month? I made a list on Twitter of my favorite books I read this month, but now that I think about it, I don't think any of them were fantasy. Like all the fantasy, I can just take my list. All the fantasy books I read were like, man, like um, I read Son of the Storm, and that was okay. I read, The Bridge Kingdom. That's more of a fantasy romance, but that shit was good. The Bridge Kingdom was really, really good. I give it 4.5 stars. That and the sequel, which I think I'm gonna give myself time to think about it, but I might push it up to 5 stars because it was really, really good. And then for adult fantasies, everything I read in adult fantasies, I gave 3 stars. And then YA fantasies, The Prison Healer, that shit was so good. If you are into YA fantasies, I highly suggest checking that one out because most fantasies, like, I feel like a lot of people are going to compare it to Sarah J. Maas. Sarah J. Maas ain't got nothing on this fucking book. Like, most fantasies, like, this book takes place in prison the entire book. And, like, most fantasies, they'll take place in a prison, but the prison will get broken out or blah, blah, blah. Like, the world of, like, the prison was so good because you're away from the world and away from magic. So there's no, like, secret magic or anything like that going on. Yeah, I listened to the audiobook at work. Which one? The Prison Healer or The Bridge Kingdom? Yeah, Ace of Spades was really good. I love that book. Ninth House has been announced a TV show before Ninth House came out. I'm gonna need the second book before we start talking about a TV show. But yeah, The Bridge Kingdom was good. I also read In Deeper Waters, which I thought was really, really good. And I did read Spend the Dawn, which I didn't think was amazing, but it's still The Prison Healer. I'm gonna just type it in there for you. I have not read Chain of Iron, and to be honest, at this point, I'm just gonna wait until March to read it. I also read A Touch of Darkness, which is that Persephone and Hades book, and that one was so fucking mediocre. Like, everybody on TikTok. First of all, my first mistake was trusting someone on TikTok, but everyone on TikTok has been hyping that book up, and I read it. It was so boring. It felt like the author stole the idea from Lore Olympus, the web comic. Now you know I have enunciation problems with on top of my stuffy nose that I got from eating that bag of hot Cheetos. I think you did that to me on purpose. But yeah, those were all the fantasy books I read this month. So I think I'm only like 3 out of the however many fantasy books I've read. But maybe next month will be better for me. I have my summer TBR video coming out Monday, and I already have like my July TBR pick. So it's really long, as always. I'm actually supposed to be reading. I'm actually going to be reading this book, and if anybody has read it, let me know because I just bought it because I like the cover and like it's adult fantasy. And I have read a Sarah Beth Dirks book before. I read what the fuck is that book called? Eat, Slay, Love, which I watched the Lifetime movie first. Lifetime movie was good, but I also love Lifetime movies, so don't take my word for it. It's good for a Lifetime movie, let's say that. And then I was like, oh shit, I really like the Lifetime movie. Like, I'm gonna check out the book. The book was something. Yeah, I do plan to read that soon. I actually have I have My Heart is a Chainsaw as an ebook. Listen, Darlington is my baby. Like, I love him. Okay, because I thought I was tripping. Like, it literally feels like a blatant rip off of Lore Olympus. Yeah, I should know when they said the shadows between us was a good enemies to lovers. That shit was ass. Yeah, and here I am. I'm gonna read the sequel because I want to. I like the covers, and I seen it at Barnes and Noble the other day, and I was like, "Damn, these hardcovers are kind of cute though." But they're like fucking tiny, but they're still really pretty. So I'm gonna continue on with the series. But it's like, how many like books can you write about Hades and Persephone? Like, I don't know. I just think that authors be trying to get their coin, and they get too comfortable in one series, and they really need to learn how to just move the fuck on after a few books. Yeah, Bunny was, yeah. We had a really good discussion about it though. Gabriella. Come on now. I mean, you're right. That book. Let's talk about it because I read that book and I was like, went in with such high. Well, first of all, I went in with kind of medium expectations because I think that everyone's running. I love Persephone and Hades, and I was like 2 years ago begging for them, and now I got them, and I don't want them anymore because everyone is running that trope into the ground because everyone has caught onto it. Nobody's really grasping the idea of what Hades and Persephone is, and they're just writing this book. They're basically writing a Beauty and the Beast retelling, but putting Hades and Persephone in it. Like, yeah, they're similar, but they also have their differences. I think I haven't read Neon Gods, but I think Neon Gods by Katie Roberts might be the best. I think they might be the best adaptation of Persephone and Hades, even though I haven't read it. But just by the plot is literally about how Zeus wants to marry Persephone and she doesn't want to marry him, which is literally what happens in, Greek mythology. So, yeah. And what was that other book that was written with a deal with the Elf King? Hades and Persephone was okay. It wasn't the best thing ever, but okay. So what I do is I work my way up. So like I'll start off at depending on. Okay, it really depends on what if they have an accent and what they sound like, if that makes sense. So if it's a guy or a girl. So if they have an accent, I'll listen to it on 1.7 speed, and if it's a guy, I'll listen to it on 1.7 speed, and I'll work my way up as the hours go on, as I get used to the story and I get more into it. The most I've ever went up was 3.5, and that was a couple of days ago, and that's because I was trying to finish the Trader Queen before I got in the car. So yeah, but I usually don't go to 3 times speed. I really only do that when like I really want to finish an audiobook at a specific time, which is very rarely. The most speed I actually go up to is 2.5, to be honest. 1.5 is slow as hell. Okay, maybe I'll tap into it. I think I'm out of my Hades and Persephone era right now. Like I'm just so fucking over it right now. Authors really need to stop. I was trying to speed up the time. Oh yeah, if it's a dense high fantasy, I never even go past like 2 speed. But I've been listening to Outlander I listen to that shit on like 2 speed, especially because the accent. Oh my gosh, I really need to finish that book this month. That's true, but they still don't like the story of Hades and Persephone in general is like authors don't even write. Like I said, authors don't even write about Hades and Persephone. They give you a Beauty and the Beast retelling, and they pass it as Hades and Persephone. Like A Deal with the Elf King was a Beauty and the Beast retelling. You literally could say any of these Beauty and the Beast retelling was Perseus and Hephaestus. Why do I keep saying Perseus and Hephaestus? Oh my god. I actually don't listen to audiobooks at home because I tend to not focus. So I have to wash the fucking dishes. Leave me alone. It's like I'm saying both of their ship names. I'm just about to say Mercedes, and yeah. Yeah, I have the books. They're right there. That my finger's not pointing to it. Yeah, I'll just show you. I have them. sometimes I'm just not. I have Desperate Measures, Learn My Lesson, and Aware the Opponent. And sometimes I just don't be in the mood for like a super smutty book. You know, sometimes I just want romance. That's why I haven't picked these up, because sometimes, first of all, if I want to listen to romance, I want my smut. Now, don't get me wrong, I do want my smut, but I haven't really been in the mood for like some super smutty stuff in a minute. I read, I say this and I read a dark romance book, but I have not read these yet. I do plan to read these soon though, because I don't know if I want to read this one. What is this one follow? Maybe I'll read it. I kind of want to read these because these are poly relationships, but I do need to get the rest of the books in the series because I am interested. And I have this one on Hoopla. Maybe I'll read the series this month so I can just get it fucking over with. So I think the series are complete. Yeah, you already know. I've read this month. I read Supernova Era. It's a translated book. Dude, I have a wedgie. It's a translated book. This is the author, and it's basically about these kids who all the parents die off because this star like releases this dust that kills everyone. So all the parents die off, so they leave their kids with like the knowledge of the world like dying off. And if you ever seen like Jimmy Neutron or like Proud Family or like any kid show, they always have an episode where all the parents like disappear and the kids run the world. And that's literally what this book is. Like literally. And it's so funny because they teach all their kids like their knowledge, and then once all the parents die, the kids are like, yeah, actually, I don't want to work anymore. I want to build a roller coaster that goes into the ground. I want to have a day of candy day. Like, it's just so funny. I don't know. I thought this one was really, really good. And it's short. And also, there's also a book called The Three Body Problem by the same author. And it's a First Contact alien book. And there's also Want by Cindy Pond. And these are all Asian authors, although Three Body Problems and Supernova Era are translated books, though. Oof. Uh Yeah, you should read those. I read the Folk of the Air series first, and then I went back to read her older books, and I could not finish any of them. Like I literally own, um, I own basically all of her like YA books she has. I own them. I've only read the Folk of the Air, and then y'all already know that I'm about to pre-order her adult book. Oh, I have that in my I had it in my wish list, but I think I removed it because I forgot what it was about. But I'll put it in my wish list again, and I've actually come up with this new rule where I have to read things before I buy them. So I have to read it first. But why did I type in the first daughter when you clearly said the first sister? That was me, yeah. I read the entire trilogy last month, which was a first for me. Reading an entire trilogy in 1 month. But yeah, I thought it was okay. I'm actually going to be reading The Blade itself this month, so I'm kind of tapping into my grimdark era. But Grey Sister and Holy Sister and Red Sister were like, okay. Basically, wait, are you talking about which one are you talking about? Which book are you talking about? Holly Black books or oh, the Holly Black book? I don't know. It's like about a con artist, probably. I love me a con artist. I think it's called like the Book of Night. Very Cassandra Clare. I mean, very Sarah J. Massacre. How did you feel about the first two? Well, the first book. Wait, you said how did you feel about the first two? Because I read the first. I mean, you know, I read all of them, but like, yeah, I literally call all of my things an era, especially when I'm spending most of my time reading one genre. I try to split up my month by reading a specific genre like every few days. Even though recently I'm just reading whatever. But I'll usually be like, yeah, I'm in my romance era, yeah, I'm in my thriller era. Like, I just call everything an era because it's funny. But no, I didn't read the. Okay, I didn't read the Spiderwick Chronicles, but growing up, I loved the movie. So when I found out that, and I didn't find out that Holly Black wrote those books until The Wicked King had came out. So when I found out that she also wrote the book to my favorite movie, I was like, this makes so much sense because that movie is also why I've been obsessed with fairies. So Holly Black basically has been ruining my life my entire life, and I didn't know it. If you like con artists, you should read um The Mask of Mirrors. Let me type that in for you because yeah, I read The Mask of Mirrors this month, and that book was also really interesting because the girl's a con artist, and basically she's lying to get herself into this house, this really famous, like popular house. Yes, Gabriella, I will do that for you. Yeah, it's just also like I just wasn't. I don't know what it was about the plot. Like I really liked Nona. I thought she was such a badass. Like she's such a good main character. I don't know. I think I wanted more. Or maybe I just don't like nun books. I'm trying to find this Book of Night for you on her. I was better off just typing it in. No, what is this book called? Oh my gosh. What is this book called? It is called The Book of Night. Oh, man. Goodreads gets on my nerves. So because I typed in the book didn't want to show up. Okay, so this title was long. It's a modern dark fantasy of a shadowy thieves, the secret societies in the vein of Ninth House, which I love secret societies. Oh, that's what I forgot to talk about. I think one thing I like about Dark Academia is the secret societies, but with books like Catherine House and Bunny, I've yet to read them. I wonder if Plain Bad Heroes will have a secret society. That's one thing I want to talk about. The Darkest Part of the Forest I have started. I did like it. I just put it down and never picked it back up again. That's my bad. But yeah, so it has secret societies. It's also compared to the Night Circus. And then the main character name is Charlie Hall. Ugh, I love that name. Shadows can be altered for entertainment and cosmic purposes, but also increase power and influence. You can alter someone's feelings and memories, but manipulating shadows has a cost with the potential to take hours or days from your life. That sounds really interesting. Which also sounds like she was heavily influenced. Well, I don't want to say heavily influenced, but it sounds like she was kind of influenced by Peter Pan because, you know, a big thing in Peter Pan is shadows and shadows being able to move on their own and stuff like that. It says your shadow holds all the parts of you that keep hidden a second self. Standing just to yourself, walking behind you into lit rooms, and sometimes it has a life of its own. Charlie is a low-level con artist working as a bartender while trying to distance herself from the powerful and dangerous underground world of shadow trading. She gets by doing odd jobs for her patrons and I lost where I was. Naive new money in her town at the edge of Berkshires. But when a terrible figure from her past returns, Charlie's life is thrown into chaos and her future seems at best unclear and at worst non-existent. Determined to survive, Charlie throws herself in a girl, I cannot pronounce this word, of secret murders, setting her against a cast of doppelgangers, another word I cannot pronounce, billionaires, shadow thieves, and her own sister, all desperate to control the magic of the shadows. With sharp angels and prose and sinister bent, Holly Black is the master of shadows and story stitching. Remember while you read, light isn't playing tricks in the book of night. The people are. I need to read this book tomorrow. I need to read this book tomorrow. And I need the cover yesterday as well. Ugh, that sounds so good. I don't know. I like everything about this book sounds perfect to me. Like it sounds like she took the idea from like a bit from Peter Pan because like, you know, Peter Pan, his shadow moves by himself and stuff. And it also has like secret societies and the main characters are trained, and it has doppelgangers. I love doppelgangers. Who the heck is It sounds like exactly. It sounds like if this book is bad, Holly Black literally was lazy. Like it sounds like this book. The only thing I'm worried about is it being like Founderside, which I don't know if you've read or seen anything about Founderside, but basically everybody went to Founderside, including me, thinking that this book was this heist book and it was so great, and then we all went into it and it was really, really boring. The same thing happened to me with the Library of the Unwritten. I was just really bored. Like I just could not connect with the story, and like things were happening, but I just was not interested still. So that's my only fear. Who the heck is Anita Blake? I've heard of her. What does she write? Oh, the Phase series. Oh, okay. I got you. I got you. I caught on. Oh, she's a vampire hunter. You said it was a Fae. Yeah. Yeah. She punishes for not liking the show. No. I agree. I really like that trope ever since TVD. What's her face series? I need to get into my paranormal romance era. I have Where did I put that book? I'm gonna read this one. I was supposed to read this in last month, but I have this book, which is Dead Witch Walking, and I actually started and I liked it. I don't know why. I just stopped reading it. Every day I'm like, oh yeah, I'm gonna read this for work. I'm gonna read this for work. But I don't know. Maybe I'll read this weekend or for work. I do work Friday and Saturday, so I could read this one tomorrow and then Playing Back Heroes Saturday. But has anybody read this book? I really want to get into paranormal romance. There's a popular series that I did end up reading, but I didn't like. But I have read, my memory is going blank. I read the the Black Dagger Brotherhood. Those books were okay, but they haven't like hitting that yet. And then I've read. It's the book with the girl who's a PI. Okay, I'll be back. I gotta find it. Okay, whatever one of these is the first one. I read one of these. I think it was this one I read, Burn for Me. And then I'm gonna read White High Kiss. I'm trying to. So, is this book is the Anita Blake Vampire Hunter series like paranormal romance? Would I like those? Yes. Okay. You think it's good. Yes. It's in my closet. It's at the top, but it's in my closet. Yeah. I read all 5 books. Actually, I need to read the 5th book, but I read all the books except the 5th one. So good. The only thing about paranormal romance is okay, Miss Dash Dash. The only thing about paranormal romance is the fact that the series are so long. Yeah. Wouldn't. Oof. The Tale. Okay. Anyways, I have not read Concrete Rose by Angie Thomas, and I don't think I. Yes, Miss Dash Dash, get Alex into some high. Y'all all need to get some high fantasy, okay? I personally think that everyone needs to read a little bit of everything, okay? There is always something for you in every genre, I personally believe. Rather it be a trope, the aesthetic, like. Actually, this is on my TBR for the month. So Jocelyn has read it from Jocelyn Reeves. It's one of her favorite series. So I am going to be reading it. I don't know what this is, but now I want to look into it. And I think I've heard of Guilty Pleasures. The cover is terrible. But I am so obsessed with like covers like these and all these books. I will pay for these covers, okay? The thing is, I don't have the space. I don't have the space for it. What am I talking about? Exactly. Gabrielle is making the points here. Alex, if you can list some tropes that you like, I can get you a high fantasy book that you will like. Rather it be 3 stars or 5 stars. I can hook you up, okay? Or maybe, you know what? Maybe I should do something on like Instagram or a live show or something like that where I have people tell me tropes they like. And if you want to do this, if you want to tell me tropes you like in a genre you would like to try, I could try to recommend. I can't say I've read every genre, but I can do my best to recommend you something. So if you guys want to do that too, but maybe I should do like a live stream for that or something. I don't know. Yes, I do. I'm going to read Warbreaker this month, and Way of Kings will be read by the end of the year. Mark my words, Miss Dash Dash, okay? It will be read by the end of the year. And I also am going to try to get my boyfriend to read it because he's reading The Wheel of Times right now. This man has read he's read 5 Wheel of Time books in the 3 months that we've known each other. 5. And actually he was reading more books with the first month. He was reading different books the first month we met. He didn't start reading Wheel of Times until like, I think, I want to say like the middle or end of March. So I'm going to try to get him to read The Way of the Kings. I'm going to try my hardest. So we'll see. But the urban fantasy / paranormal romance covers are hideous. Yes, he does not like the Wheel of Time books. Oh! Shut up. I'm gonna stop saying it. I'm gonna say the man that cannot be named at this point. But yeah, he does not like the series right now. Leave me alone. Yeah, he reads a lot too. He mostly listens to audiobooks, but he's not really liking Wheel of Times. He said he's actually gonna stop after book 5 because he's not really feeling it. His favorite series is Dune, which I am reading in July. I actually gave my Wheel of Time book to him because I did not want it anymore. Like, I'm not reading that book. Good luck. Good luck to you, girl. I do have a brother. I do have a brother. He is actually I have plenty of brothers. I have 4, although 2 of them are underage. So listen, I will hook my cousin up with you, Gabriella. Then we can say that we are cousins. Oh my gosh, can you imagine? Who's the author of Stray? You know what? I found it. You ain't even gonna tell me. I found it. I just looked at the most hideous cover and I figured it out. This book is paperback, mass market paperback. Yeah, I know. I found the right book. I already knew I did. I said, which one of these has the ugliest cover? This actually sounds so cute. Exactly when I saw it, I was like, oh, this isn't that. It's like ugly cute. Like I could tap into this. Like I can get into it. I wouldn't be too embarrassed reading this. Yeah, I know. It's just I've been a boyfriendless girl. Like, how am I gonna be the host of the Lonely Hearts Club? I feel like a fraud. You know, I feel like a fake. No, yeah, yeah. Literally, the only reason why I do the book club is because I know that everyone who subscribes to my channel who are always in my live streams will join. There are some people that aren't here because they don't read Dark Academia, but it's like it's just an excuse for me to talk to you guys and like talk about a specific book. Oh my gosh. No. Not this. Oh my gosh. It's being taken away from me. What if I'm just gonna make my new brand having a boyfriend? No, because when I tell you when I dated my ex-boyfriend, all of my tweets were always like my boyfriend this, my boyfriend that. In my videos, I'm like, yeah, my boyfriend, my boyfriend. That's not me anymore because we ended up breaking up after like 2 months of dating. I mean, me and my boyfriend, we were dating for 3 months and we made it official like this month, but well, in June. So I don't think he's really going anywhere because we dated for like 3 months. But um I just don't wanna I don't wanna risk it. What if yeah, you and Miss Dash Dash, and then I'll just be like, I'll bring the snacks for you guys. Honestly, what am I gonna do when I have to like introduce him to my live stream and then all of y'all like drag me? It's gonna be so embarrassing. So embarrassing. Oh my gosh. Can you imagine? First of all, can I tell you something? What's their talk? I haven't watched any um I haven't watched any Welsh family vlogs in like months. But there's one friend that like I ship her with that I should not ship her with. First of all, you shouldn't ship real people, period. That's weird. But I do anyways. It's the tall friend, and he has a girlfriend. So that's why it's already terrible. But I ship them so much. Also, their stepbrother is so fine. It's so fine. Um Now, Alex, you're setting me up and you're setting them up because you know they're not. Nobody's going to. Okay, the tall friend who like dyed his hair blonde. Corey, no, Nick. It's Nick. It's Nick. It's Nick. Yeah. 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 Leave me alone. I shipped Devorah and Brandon for so long and they got together. So is it shipping or is it manifesting good things for people? We just need, I'm sorry, we need Nick to break up with his girlfriend and get with Kennedy. That's the next step. And then I want Corey to get with Claudia because they're cute. Literally, an intense amount of happiness. I already had a feeling. But when it was confirmed, I'm not gonna say I had a feeling the entire time because they were dating for like months before they made it official. Exactly. Don't tell anyone. Is it shipping real people or is it manifesting good things for other people? But actually, I have to catch up on their vlogs because I've missed so much. Also, what happened to the urban fantasy recommendations I was supposed to be getting? And what happened to Alex telling me what type of tropes he likes so I can recommend him a high fantasy? He's trying to get out of it because he doesn't want to read a high fantasy, but I'm waiting. The vlog is not going to end until Alex gives me those tropes. Oh my gosh. Don't talk about the first season. Wait, how do you feel about the first season? If you said it's boring, keep going. The first season is only 12 episodes, and then it's gonna get better after that. Because when I was watching True Blood, somebody was like, "Oh, okay, good, you're on season 2." When I was watching True Blood, somebody was like, "Oh, the first season of Buffy is so boring. Does it get any better?" And I was like, you know what? You're being mean. Like the first season of Buffy is so good. During this rewatch, the first season of Buffy is so boring. But to me, it's boring because I know all the ships that I like. I know all the characters that I like. I know some of the characters I don't like don't come into season 3. Later in season 2, like the couples don't happen until like the couple. My favorite couple doesn't even happen until like season 6, season 5. So I think for me it was boring because I knew I haven't even finished. I'm on season 3. You're actually Miss Dash Asher. You're probably going to finish before me because I stopped watching. I stopped watching Buffy. I watched Too Hot to Handle, and Jocelyn wants me to watch Love Island UK because I've seen US, and then also I'm watching Sex Slash Life. So I don't want to spoil anything for you, but yeah, I love Willow and Oz, and yeah, yeah. You don't even get Spike and Buffy. You get Spike and Buffy in first episode of season 5, and then I think later on in season 5, end of season 6. Yeah, yeah, I heard that. I'm gonna watch season 3. Jocelyn recommended, and season 5. Do fantasy books really have dragons, or do authors trick us into thinking their fantasy books have dragons so we will read them? Um, I can't recommend The Shadow of the Gods or Blood of an Exile because I haven't read those yet. but I do plan to read those. And yeah. So if you want to read those, we can like do like a buddy read. Do you use Discord? I don't know. We can do like a buddy read if you follow me on anything. That's not bad at buddy read. So we can just be like, we can just say that we buddy read, but we just both read it. We just know that we are both reading it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I'll probably watch season 3 first and then season 5. He who must not be named was interested in reading that. And I was like, oh my gosh, her, Naomi Novik. Like, I can't say I love her because I only have liked one out of the 2 books I read. Yeah. I haven't watched, yeah, I suck at buddy reads too. That's why I was like, we can just both read it in the month of July and be like, yeah, we better read it. That's what me and Jocelyn do. Me and Jocelyn will usually, like, I'll start a book and then she'll pick it up she'll pick it up the next day, like while I'm still reading it, or I'll finish a book and she'll pick it up the next day or within that same week. And we'll just call it a buddy read. Please. I haven't watched Merlin, but I have been planning to watch Merlin for a while, so it has been on my list. So I will push it up on my list now. That my fear is just watching something that's so old. Like it's been years, but what am I gonna do? Wait until there's a freaking reboot, which there probably will be. I'm still looking at urban fantasy books. Okay, so I've read Mooncalls by Mercy Thompson and I did not like that. And I read the second book and I did not like that. But I do want to read Cry Wolf because I like the covers. I don't know, maybe I'll give the Mercy Thompson books another try because I like the covers a lot. Which is really sad, but and then I love how I just said, yeah, I don't want to watch a show because it's so old. And I'm watching Buffy as though it didn't come out in like the 1990s. Why did you just drag her like that? Really? These recommendations are you asking me? Because I am not even partially well read in paranormal romance. Yeah, actually I didn't pick up the book to DNF it, but I gave the book to my boyfriend basically. Okay. I'll check that one out. It's YA? Okay, when I'm talking urban fantasy, I mean like Black Brother Daggerhood, Blood Brotherhood, Black, whatever that series name is. You know, I'm talking like shapeshifters, but like adult urban fantasy. Nothing wrong with YA. I agree, actually. Okay, mind your business. Mind your business. I'm talking about adult books right now. But yeah, this one was really good. I actually need to finish the series. I actually don't know if I'm gonna finish the series because it's supposed to be like 6 books. And at first I was like it's just like what do you need 6 books for? I really do not support Exactly. I really do not support authors just adding on books just because fan service. I do not support that. But yeah, I'll get to them, okay? I'll probably read them in the fall. How many books do I have left? I think I read. Okay, I'll put it on my TBR for July. I'll put the third book on my TBR for this month. Let me go get it and put it. I actually need to redo my cart because I did not read any of these books on my cart. So I'll redo my cart for the month, and then um I will put the third book on there. Did I read the third book? What books did I read? Okay, yeah, I didn't read the third one. I'll probably do third and fourth, so then I only have the fifth and sixth one to do because this one doesn't have that many pages. Look at my TBR. I already did not have any of these books except Plain Bad Heroes on my TBR, and my TBR is already 20 something books. No, why would you ever just say that to me like that? Like, okay, I'm gonna read it. I'm gonna read it. Like, God. Maybe I'll even read the third book this weekend so you can leave me alone. They did introduce Adrian, who I am feeling. So I guess I have my weekend TBR already picked out. So I'll just be reading these books all weekend. Yeah, I actually really liked Adrian in the first book. Okay. You want me to finish the book and then you tell me that I can't have someone. Yeah, I know he's not mine. That's why I be sitting here like, yeah, I love my Adrian. Yeah, per. Dying. I'm so mad at myself. Like, okay, I was talking to Justin about this last night, but you know how Books and Lala does, like, where she reads her childhood favorite books from each grade? Personally, I could not do that because some grades I did not read at all, or like most grades, like, but there are some series that I really, really love. And I was thinking about how, like, I've always been a big reader, but I never went over to like fantasy or like paranormal or anything like that. Like, I always read, like, I was reading like John Green and all that stuff, where like I did watch the Vampire Academy movie in high school, and I had the book and I started it. I just never finished it. I don't know what was wrong with me. I never looked into the series. Like, I love the Mortal Instruments movie, but I never read the book. And I did some research on like the books, and they confused me because, like, already, like, I think already up until like Lady Midnight had been written at that time. So I was confused as to how I was supposed to read the series, but I never did any deeper research. So I'm just so mad at myself for never reading these books, because I came really close to reading all these books to my favorite movies, but I never did it. Oof. That is so embarrassing. I want to know what Gabriella retracted. Very curious. But yeah, I'm so mad at myself for never getting into these books. Like, never read Harry Potter. I love the Percy Jackson movie. Never said, hey, I'm gonna read the books. Actually, I did read the books in high school. I read the first book like 5 times. And I loved it because I read it like 5 times. So it's just like, I don't know, if I could go back in time and like slap myself and be like, yeah, read this, I would be in I wouldn't have to catch up to all these books that I did not read at like 22, you know? And I probably could have read some other stuff. But it's like, what would I have read at this point? Would my life has been changed? Would I be a different person now? So many questions. I actually am going to be talking about what is this? Wait, hold on. What is the book in the series? Did the Delirium books have a movie that went straight to DVD, or did I just make that up? No, I was thinking of something else. I was thinking of Fallen because okay, it was a TV show. Because I'm doing my next installment of I forgot what the series is called, but I'm doing YA Paranormal Romance next. I literally have everything planned out. I planned this out in May. It's July, but somebody just asked me to upload it, so I'll film it and upload it by the end of this month. Because I wasn't going to, but then I was like, okay, I'll do it. Let me stop being lazy. The same thing happened with the selection. Yeah, per you know, you know. Yeah, basically Fallen. I have my notes for everything. Fallen came out in 2009 and went straight to DVD, and it had a Rotten Tomato score of 3.7 out of 5. No, that doesn't make any sense. No, that's the Goodreads. That's the Goodreads. The Rotten Tomato score was 7%. That's what I meant to say. That's so weird. They kind of did that with the Vampire Diaries. I noticed when I watched the first episode. But the Vampire Diaries also has a bunch of books in there, so it makes sense. Emma Roberts? That's so embarrassing. Hold on. No, let me go look at her IMDb history because Emma Roberts, she's never had a miss. That's so not my girl Emma Roberts. Oh my gosh. I know you're probably right. It's just I just see so much better for what is this? I got sidetracked. Why is Emma Roberts in a pink wig? And why is it badly photoshopped? Eliza Gonzalez Aquafina. This movie actually sounds really terrible. And it's called Paradise Hills. And why they got Isa Gonzalez and some braids? Oh my god. Let me get out of here. Anyways. Dang. Yeah. Emma Roberts is here, yeah. Love is a disease. It is. It is. I'm sure she did. I am sure she did. This is her brunette. Do not tell me Greg Sokin. This man from The Secret Life of an American Teenager. They had the whole setup. They had the whole setup. And that Darren man, he can act. He was the only one who was acting for real in The Secret Life of American Teenager. Like he was the only one who understood the assignment. And you tell me that flopped? I can't. They didn't even try. Yeah, I watched that movie and I actually really liked it. I mean the movie. I didn't read the books, but I saw the movie and I actually thought it was pretty good. It was weird, but it was pretty good. Wait, hold on, let me keep searching. What guy is always in the flops? Greg Sokin? Runaways! Are you referring to the Runaways as a flop? Because it's not a flop, okay? Okay. But Greg Sokin is in some pretty questionable things, especially at his big grown age. And Faking It wasn't a flop. I know you're probably not referring to Faking It, but I'm trying to defend him the best I can, even though Greg Sokin. The British guy who always plays an American. Yeah, he do got some flops on here. They have another Cinderella story, a Cinderella story Christmas Wish with Laura Marino. Yeah, that flopped. Status update with Ross Lynch and Olivia Holt. Oh yeah, he was in Drinks Like Love. That movie did flop, but personally, I thought it was really good for a Lifetime movie. It was really good. Yeah, I'm definitely about to go find. Nah, his YouTube channel used to do so good. Yeah, Avalon High was good. Faking It was good. Faking It was an era. Okay, I miss MTV trashy teen shows so bad. They also had this show called Unemployed, which was everything for me as a kid. Like I wasn't a teen yet, so it was everything for me. No, I was. When did I start watching Awkward? Because whenever I started watching Awkward is when I really got into MTV teen shows. I started watching Awkward. I think it was season 3. It was the very first episode, the New Year's episode when she kissed Jake. I remember because I was like, "Oh my gosh, this show is so good! I have to start watching it." So I watched 1 and 2, and then I became obsessed. And I became obsessed with like MTV shows. So I think I was in high school. No, but Unemployed didn't come out when I was in high school. But anyways, yeah, I would love that show as an adult. Yeah, he has a YouTube channel. It's a shared YouTube channel with his friend, and then when he's filming stuff, his friend is there by himself. From what I remember, I watched their YouTube channel like years ago. He was on Lip Sync Battle, but yeah, the channel is Greg and Cameron. Yeah, they got 300K. They're flopping, and they used to have really good videos. I don't really know what they're uploading now. Yeah, I'm about to steal that. Yeah, thank you. Yes, we just listed so many good things. Avalon High, Runaways, which is a good found family trope. Faking It was like trashy teen good, so it wasn't good, but it's like trashy teen good. Yeah, that's just like what's her name? Who has a channel who does like that cooking thing? What's her name from Even Stevens and Kim Possible? That's fine. I'm trying to get it to catch on anyways. Oh, they had a Wizard of Waverly Place reunion with David Henry and the guy who played Zeke. They had a Teen Wolf. Well, they don't have anybody on there I care about. They announced that they're gonna be picking up what's that one book that did really good and then flopped on in the book community? It's called The Devouring Grey. Yeah, they're picking up The Devouring Grey. Like I said, the book did really good and then nobody cared about the second book. I believe because the second cover was hideous, so nobody wanted to read it. But who knows? I may be the only one who does that. Yes, but probably not because I procrastinate. I booked my appointment for my glasses and then it was like, haha, you don't have the right insurance. So now I have to rebook it again. I have to do it myself because my mom won't. But I don't know. I have to learn how to drive now because the man who must not be named lives like an hour away from me and he always drives to see me. So I can't keep letting him drive to see me. But yeah, that's very true. But the author was already flopping before that. So that only made things worse for her. I have these donuts in my room and I just have to throw those away. Oh, I found my mask I've been looking for. Yes, Miss Dash Dash. Yes. God. Now, I think that we just had a conversation that we can find. There's always a few books in every genre that you would like. And you have read some romance books. So I know you will like romance. Yeah, that's pretty much how I met him on Tinder. His bio said something about Dune, and I was like, oh my gosh, I like Dune. So, being persistent works. But I'm sure we can find something for you to like in every genre. And for some reason, yeah, I get that. For some reason, I think you might really like thrillers. I don't know where I get the idea from. Well, yeah, they're romance books. You might want to read like chick lit, you know? I don't think I've read any sexy thrillers. Other than like, I guess maybe when no one is watching. I don't think the intent is to be sexy. But I'm trying to think. You like the Ace of Spades. I don't know. I need you to read some more thrillers for me in order to recommend. My only flaw is that I can only recommend books based off of other books you've liked in that genre. Yeah, I want to know where you can find some sexy thrillers from. I'm still trying to think of some thrillers. I read Stillhouse Lake, which I swear by now, even though I haven't finished the series, but still. And that's a pretty good thriller series. It's about this guy. Well, it's about this wife who comes home one day and somebody ran a car into her garage, and the police ends up finding out that her husband had been keeping dead bodies in the garage. So now they're looking at her like, girl, like, did you not know? Like, I drank all my water. He was like, girl, did you not know? And then she's like, no. So then her husband is like trying to kill her / like trying to like manipulate her into staying. So she moves away, changes her names and her kids' names, and then her husband is in jail, but she keeps getting like harassed by people, getting sent like hate stuff and all this stuff, and then her husband gets out of jail, and like now she's suspecting that he's trying to find her. And the second book, you would think that the second book was like, oh my gosh, this is a series about like this husband trying to find her. She actually ends up becoming a PI in the second book. And the second book was so good. Her husband ended up like framing her for something. And like he had this video of her helping her, like a video of her helping him out with one of the murders, and she's like, no, that wasn't me. And they're like, girl, we caught you in 4K. And she's like, that's literally not me, like I'm not kidding. And they're like, girl, look, you're right here. And she's like, what? And I don't know, that the series is good, so I highly recommend Still House Lake. Thrillers are sexy when they're Lifetime movies. Also, I don't think that Verity was like bad. I just don't think it was like, I don't like Colleen Hoover. That's my issue. Yeah, Miss Dash, that's darker. No, new adult romance is not for you. Okay, I cannot see new adult romance. When you go into those books, you literally have to dismiss the fact that the writing is corny. And sometimes, like I read one, and the writing was so corny, I literally could not get over it. Like you literally have to get over the corny writing, and the only reason I am is because I used to read so many Wattpad books. But that's like new adult romance as a whole. Like some of them are so corny to the point where they have to be DNF, but you kind of have to get past the yeah, you need like the kiss quotient. I'm gonna be doing a video where I recommend rom-com romances, so romances that give me the rom-com feel. But I would say Well Met, that's really good. Beach Read, people you need on vacation, like duh. Yeah, you're not there for the writing. Yeah, I read Sicko, and I also read another one of her books, which everyone loves, and I'm like, it's literally about these siblings. They're the girl is adopted, but they grew up together, so that's already weird. It was incest, and he had a lot of like, well, technically it's not incest, but technically it is, and he said a lot of weird things to her that like creeped me out, and I was like, how are people getting past this? Oh, of course, the Brown sisters. Yeah. What? The Bride Test was my favorite. Okay, I don't want to read Honey Girl. That is on my no read list because from all the people that I watch, everyone is giving it 3 stars. And a lot of people's biggest issue is that the dialogue doesn't sound like actual people talking. And a lot of people don't like the main character. And it just sounds like something that I wouldn't like. And she writes some good, like, she has some tradition posts, and then she has some, well, I actually don't know if they're tradition. I don't want to say they're indie and they're just on Kindle Unlimited. I have to get out of the thought of, like, thinking that just because it's on Kindle Unlimited that it's indie. But, first of all, some of her books aren't even on Kindle Unlimited. You have to buy the ebook. But her books, like, Guarding Temptation, that one is about her brother's best friend. Favorite trope, so good. She has a lot of good, like, backlists. I can't remember which book that is. Yeah, I love romance. I love all genres. I basically just love like getting um a different story every time I read something. So like right now I'm reading After I Do by Taylor Jenkins Reid, and that's a romance book. And then next I'm gonna be reading The Bone Maker, which is a fantasy book. And then I'm gonna be reading some paranormal and some thriller because Pulling Back Heroes is a thriller. So it's like I personally just like reading mixed things, and I like using it as a palate cleanser because sometimes I read so much fantasy to where the point where I just like, when you know how like when you read a lot of fantasy and the fantasy books kind of start to blend together, because typically, even though you can do whatever you want with fantasies, a lot of authors tend to make their fantasies the same thing. So like YA fantasies, it's always like the systems, like, you know how there's what is it? What's the word for it? But it's always like, oh, the lower ranked people, and then the middle people, and then the higher people, and then depending on like how well they want to go into that, there's usually more. So like I just get tired of reading the same structure over and over again. So like sometimes I get tired of like reading fantasy and always being like kind of the same thing, even though some fantasies are different, but most of them are just the same thing, especially for the first book. That's why I haven't continued on with the Bone Maker. I mean, what's that book called? The Bone Season. I do need to continue that though. I'm planning on reading Persuasion next. Yeah, I read Miss Bourne and I said, girl, what is this? The romance was so terrible. He is so lucky I fell in love with Kelser, which also he's gotten better with his romance though, because I know in Skyward, well, I haven't finished it, so actually I'm not gonna shut up. But the romance that I want to happen in Skyward, I think is gonna happen, and he's better by just by that. Yes, like all of my reads this month are all 3 stars. I think I had 23-star reads, and I ended up having like five. I had like 3 5-star reads, and yeah, I had 16 4-star reads, which is pretty good. But that's because I would read 3-star reads. I would read like 5 books. I'm like, dang, these are all 3-star. Let me read a different one. And then I'm like, oh yeah, it's 4-star. I'm really picky with my 5-stars. That's why. Like even the Bridge Kingdom and the Prison Healer, I want to give them both 5 stars. And there's nothing that is stopping me from giving them 5 stars. I just haven't gotten that 5-star feeling. Even though I literally cannot stop thinking about the Prison Healer and the Bridge Kingdom. So I probably will go back and give those both 5 stars because I really like those. But I don't want to give them 5. I don't want to give the Prison Healer 5 stars, and then the second book is poo poo. But I don't know, because she was kind of giving me Victoria Avard in the beginning, or like the beginning of the book was like really boring, and then towards the end it got good. But I really like how the author set things up, and I was interested in like the prison. I'm just scared out. I don't know. It still was a good book, so I shouldn't rate it based on how I feel about the next book. I definitely agree. I agree. Well, we've only been like dating for like 3 months, and well, first of all, we're not a long distance relationship, but he lives an hour and like 10 minutes away from me, so we only get to hang out like once a week, anyways. So my reading schedule is pretty much the same, and then we also are both still readers, so like he reads a lot of like fantasy. Hello, it's fine. Great. Is there any tartar sauce down there? Oh, Miss Dash Dash, I'm gonna put you in timeout. You're gonna get put in timeout.
Oh, Miss Dash Dash back?
Yeah. You're not gonna say hi?
Hi.
It's a thing that we do in my family. Well, not in my family, but it's just like a thing that I do often, like where I make my voice deeper. And it's gotten so much to a point where it's just a habit. So yeah. Yeah. It's just something that I do. Like me and Jada, or Daniel does it too. We always just deepen our voice when we say hello, or just like sometimes when we talk. Daniel's gone. He did not want to tell you. You should not be telling Daniel hi because he did not want to say it back to you. His favorite book is Dune, and he really likes The Lord of the Rings, and he reads a lot of sci-fi. That's why if you notice, like that 1 month when I started reading sci-fi, I read so much of it. Yeah. Now you know why. But best book I read in June. I actually ended up making a tweet about it because I have a lot, but I mean I have no problem saying what my best books were. But I have to find a tweet so I can tell you the authors too. Okay, so I have a lot. I think I have 16 favorites. So I really liked Lilac by BB Reed, which is a poly dark romance book. And it's about like this girl who is a singer and she's getting put in this band and the band don't like her and it's enemies to lovers and it's so good. I give it 5 stars. Ace of Spades, obviously. This Poison Heart, which I gave 4 stars. The Prison Healer, the Bridge Kingdom books 1 and 2. Excuse me. Filthy Rich American series, which is this book about like rich people and it's like really crazy. And it's a marriage of convenience book. And like I said, it's really crazy. Like a lot of people start reading it because they thought that they knew what the book was about, but that's not what the book is about. Like you gotta finish the book. It would be spoilers, but oh my gosh, thank you. Yes, I have to read The Rage of Dragons soon. I haven't read The Rage of Dragons yet, but Jocelyn has read it. Yeah, Gabriella. Yeah, you caught me. I did not think I was gonna have 16 favorites. Like I thought that this was gonna be my worst reading month, but because I gave so many 3 stars, but I remember how many I enjoyed. And I read Brutal Birthrights. These are also dark romances, book 1 and 2. I have to finish the rest. I read The Good Daughter and Pretty Girls by Karen Slaughter, which I love both of those. She writes thrillers. I don't know, Miss Dashes, if you like gore and like really fucked up stuff, but you might like one of those, The Good Daughter. Yeah, it was 43. And I read these 2 books, which I love. I think I might go and change my ratings for these 2. I think I might give these 5 stars. I give them both 4 stars, but I really, really like both of these. So For Vacation Only and Sweet Hand. And this one is about I'll try to sum it up the best way I can. So this one is small town, enemies to lovers. She owns a bakery. He is a DJ. He's soft and he's bi. He like cries. I love when authors make like black guys cry and like show emotions and stuff like that in their books. And they're forced of proximity and it's a small town. And then this one is on a cruise. She's a singer. He's just rich. And it's Friends to Lovers, which I don't like Friends to Lovers, so that should be, I love this book, so that should be a good enough recommendation for you. And then, let's see, I actually clicked on her tweet. So I also have In Deeper Waters, which is the book that's supposed to be the Pirates of the Caribbean, which it was nothing like that, but I didn't take away from my enjoyment of the book. I just said it was like nothing like Pirates of the Caribbean as if I've seen the movie. It's on my list. I have to watch it this summer before I go to my vacation. And then I read Thrice Six Venom by Penelope Douglas, which is 5 stars, and then Supernova Era, which I told you. Oh, and I read Beach Read, which I love. Duh. No, listen, I don't. Okay, here's the thing. I don't know. Like I read People We Meet on Vacation and For Vacation Only, and I liked it. I liked both of those books. So I think I could like Friends to Lovers. I think the issue is that all the Friends to Lovers I've read so far are really boring. I do like childhood Friends to Lovers or childhood enemies to Friends to Lovers. But Friends to Lovers, I think what I've read the Addicted to You series, I hated that. But that's because the book started off like halfway into their relationship already anyways. And then I've read some Kennedy Ryan books, but I don't really like Kennedy Ryan as an author anyways because her books are just too... the romances are kind of boring and it's too sweet. So I do think that I like Friends. Recommend me some Friends to Lovers books. We're going to Florida. This is our we do it like every 2 years. I have a vlog for my birthday 2 years ago where we went. So we go to Florida like every 2 years, and we're actually doing Disney World and Universal Studios this year. And my mom is she's making me pay. She's making me pay for my own flight and Disney and Universal. It's so sick. It's so sick. I can't even think about it right now. That's why I love it. Because of Wattpad and then real life books, they do it so good. We don't have enough of like the old Wattpad tropes, like childhood friends to lovers. We don't have enough found families. All the tropes are like just went out of my mind. The author of Sweet Hand is I'm not good with names. And then the author of For Vacation Only is Mila Nix. Unless you wanted to know the authors of if you were talking about a different book. But the authors of the Filthy Rich Americans is Nikki Sloan. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna put you in timeout. I love enemies to lovers. I feel like you might not understand the hype because a lot of authors write enemies to lovers because they think that's what's going to get them readers, but they don't actually know how to write enemies to lovers. I noticed that a lot of books that are enemies to lovers aren't really written that well, and they just have these people like, oh, it was a big misunderstanding or something like that. Like, enemies to lovers is when you're trying to kill each other. Most authors aren't doing that. They just hate each other. So there's a big distinction between rivals to lovers, enemies to lovers, and hate to love. But people just use enemies to lovers as an umbrella term. So you might like enemies to lovers, like where they try to kill each other, but hate to love isn't for you because it gets resolved really fast. Or you might like rivals to lovers. Academic rivals to lovers is my favorite, but you might like rivals to lovers, and then enemies to lovers might not be your thing. It just depends on I think it's the author's fault. So you might actually like it. Yeah, exactly. Exactly, because they're not really like okay, I read Shipped and it's supposed to be like I'm not getting up again. But yeah, it's an enemies to lovers book, but it wasn't really enemies to lovers because the point of the book is that the girl hates him because the manager, her boss, gives the guy credit for something she did and he didn't correct her. So they go on the boss, sorry, I keep saying manager. The boss sends them on this cruise together. She's never seen him before because he talks to them via FaceTime and Skype and Zoom and stuff like that. So they go on vacation together. They go on this cruise together, and they end up getting resolved really fast because it was a big misunderstanding. It wasn't even. I hate when they forgive him so easy. Romance really cannot have in enemies to lovers. Oh yeah, somebody told me about that. I need to put that in my my wish list. Because books I put in my wish list, I need to read immediately so I can actually buy them. Because my new I can't buy until I read it rule. But yeah, I've actually been meaning to read this. Yeah, they definitely are. Yeah. I read the Witchland series, but okay, because here's my thing is I want to read the rest of the books. I read the first one and then I stopped and I gave them to my sister, which I can always get them back. When I unhaul books, I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna unhaul. I either put them in my basement, my closet, or I give them to my sister. I have yet to actually get rid of a book that I physically have owned. But anyways, so I read the first book and I thought the book was good. The only thing was the fact that there was a witch for every single. There was yeah, she's a dirt witch. Yeah, she's a spider witch. There's a witch for. My teeth just scraped each other. There's a witch for every single thing, and it really, really annoyed me. So, is it really like that for real for the rest of the books, or do they chill out on it? Exactly. I love Never Have I Ever. Okay. How do you want it to end? Before I expose myself. Yeah. But I love I have these books somewhere. I do not know where they are, but I have them somewhere. They might be in my basement. But y'all cannot. The point of an unhaul is to get rid of books. I can't bring the books back. I'm gonna be like, yeah. So I'm hauling these books again because I unhauled them, but I never repot them or anything. These were just in my basement. I love me some. I love them, but I was gonna read this series, but then everyone was like, "Oh, the series is so old." So I don't know if I want to tap into it again. But if you think that I should, I'll check it out. Oh my gosh, Alex. But yeah, oh my gosh, Ben and I forgot her name. But I'm so excited. Listen, she does not need to be with Pretty Boy because one, he's 30 years old in real life and she's 19 in real life. Two, because he did not want to be with her because she wasn't popular. Three, he accused her of of her thinking he was ashamed of his sister when she never said nor implied that. And he just doesn't deserve her. Ben, the academic enemy survivors, he has, like, everyone uses the excuse that episode when she got bit by that coyote. She was like, oh yeah, Ben just stood there. He did not even like her at that point. He was in shock. Like, not everyone's a quick thinker. He's okay. Ben literally let her, Ben, how can you not ship her with Ben? Ben literally let her stay in his house of her time and need. And on top of that, he brought her back together with her friends and reconnected her with her mom. And got her there on time for her to put her father's ashes in the ocean. And you want to ship Ben? You want to ship homegirl with Paxton, the old man? Anybody who ships her with Paxton is simply weird. I haven't read this, but I think it does have a good I think it's Enemies to Lovers. It is Enemies to Lovers. I know that for a fact. Yes. If you want to read forced marriage, just read like any mafia book. To be honest. The what is it called? The Brutal Birthright series by Sophia Lark. That one is mafia. The first one is called Brutal Prince, and that one is forced marriage. Also, the Bridge Kingdom is forced marriage, so tap into that one, yeah. And then exactly. Like I can't remember exactly when that happened, when that party happened. The party happened before or after. No, the party didn't even happen when they were friends. They were actually, I remember because he went to the party. She was like, how did you even get invited? And he was like trying to talk to them. And she was like, well, I was invited. And then nobody was paying him any attention. And she was laughing at him. And then she left him. So they weren't even friends at that point, to be honest. And also, one thing I am hoping for the season is that her relationship with her mom stays good for like until the season ends, because I really like how they overcame. Personally, I don't see a reason for season 2 because I think everything wrapped up well in the last episode. So I really don't want season 2 to ruin her relationship with her mom and them go. I know they probably have things to work on, so at least hopefully they show her mom working on them having a better relationship at least. But I'm sorry, but I'm so excited. Oh, another big issue I have is I know that they're gonna have a new Indian girl, but I really hope that she isn't like, you know how like when there's a new season of a show and the new girl is introduced and then they do this in Buffy. And then they hate the new girl like the first episode because she's so intimidated, she's so cool, all the guys want her, and they become friends. Yeah, I wish we could just skip she's new, I'm intimidated by her. Like I hate when people do that. So whatever. Also, I also want to point out that we know that Mindy Kaling is going to make Benvy happen because Mindy Kaling loves white men. The Mindy Project, The Office. Come on now. Third time's a charm. That's how I know. The Mindy Project is one of my favorite shows of all time. She's going to get with the white man. Sad to say. The only reason, now if Paxton was not 30, maybe I would be leaning towards him. But he's 30 and the main character's 19, and it really creeps me out. Exactly. And he didn't even say anything. Like, people are trying to call him racist, but I don't think that he was. Like, I don't remember him doing anything. If he was racist, I would not be standing him because I don't support, like, a white man being racist in a relationship. And I'm sure that Mindy Kaling wouldn't either. Actually, I'm not that sure. I love Mindy Kaling, but she's very questionable. Very. I love the Mindy Project. I miss it so much. I'm very happy that Dan and Mindy are endgame. Yeah. Somebody else tweeted that. I did not know she had a situationship. Isn't he like the godfather of her child? I read her book. This was in my era when I first joined BookTube where I was reading memoirs. I do not know why. I was reading memoirs of like my favorite celebrities. Don't ask me why. But yeah, he was in the memoir as well. He had like a chapter. He was like he literally had like his own speaking like audiobook because I listed audiobook. He had his own speaking chapters. So I need to know more about if you have any more information on this situationship. Because I know like for a short man, he was very handsome. If he was taller, I definitely would be in love with him. But he looks like one of those short men who are mean because they're short. Oh, that's all? Man, yeah, I knew that. But I don't get why they don't just get together. Is it because she's not white? Is that why? I'm sorry. I would ship them in real life. I know. I'm manifesting them to being together. Let's say that because I love them in the office. Like, it didn't. I started to think that me and Mindy are the same person because I really see myself as Mindy in the Mindy Project, and like even her in the office. Like, I forgot her character's name, but she is me, and I am her, and we are one. Superficial, like narcissist, like actually, she plays the same character in The Office and in the Mindy Project, but like, we'll let it slide. Less whitewashed in the Mindy Project. Yeah, I think that might have been when I was reading. I read a Mindy, and I read like two others. I read three in total. I don't remember who. Yeah, she's dumb. There's so many things that like sometimes she really made me mad, but she wasn't like the white girls in TV shows that would make me mad when they like or not even white girls, like okay, what's that show called? Grownish. Yara's character in Grownish really I don't watch that show anymore because her character was just so annoying. So at least Devi wasn't annoying. It's probably him. And she's like, yeah, just say you're the Godfather. They should get together. I think that would be. Why is she so stuck on him though? Like yeah, he's like cute, but like, oh, she's such a good main character. Oh my god, she's such a good main character. I love her. Like the fact that she's so wild. Also, let's talk about. For 1 second, I do want to mention her best friend, the black girl with the curly hair. Not that I didn't like her curly hair or anything, but she's so pretty in real life and in the show. Also, one thing I do appreciate, not that she looks bad in the show, she's just so pretty in real life. And then in the show, the way that they have her dress is just like, But I really do like how in the show, their side characters had their own storylines. Like everyone had their storylines. Like Ben, the two best friends, like both the two best friends, like everyone had their own storyline. Like I think that Minnie is like a really good producer. Like I like when like in Grownish, the side character, like one side character at a time will have their own storyline. And it's always focused on Yar. Yeah, I couldn't keep watching. I had to stop after like the season where she dropped out of college because I was like, what are they gonna do for the next season? Oof, my back. And we're going on 3 hours. This is sad. But yeah, when is season 2 again? Hold on. Also, so many good things come out in July. Um, the Fear Street movies. I'm sorry. I have to do these live streams more often because you guys don't even know about the things that like we literally talked about Buddy for an hour and then we were like, yeah. I'm gonna have to do these live streams more often again because there's so many things that like I don't want to say so many things happening in my life, but there's like so many interesting things that I know that you guys will like. That like I want to talk about you with. Okay, July 15th. Like, I've been watching iCarly. I'm so obsessed with iCarly. I actually have to watch last night's episode. I have not seen Sex Ed, but Outer Banks season 2 comes out, and then I think Umbrella Academy and All My Black comes out next year. Same with Stranger Things. I thought they were coming out this summer. Oh yeah, I'm gonna say Girl Boss. Gossip Girl reboot comes out next week. I never read the Fear Street books, but I'm so excited for Fear Street only because they look like slashers, and I love. That was so random. Where did that come from? Why did you say that? Why did you say that? Yeah, I probably will because he wants me to do a video about Dune. And I'm like, I don't know. I think he wants to start his own YouTube channel, and he wants to do like, he loves like Star Trek and stuff like that. So he wants to talk about movies. We like watching movies together and stuff like that. So I'm gonna watch Sex Education and Elite, by the way. But I do want to bring him on my channel. I'm probably gonna finally do my BookTube boyfriend tag. I'm actually gonna revamp it because the questions are a bit corny, and I don't know why people were doing this tag, because so I look back on the tag and I was like, I wrote those questions. Oh, okay, that makes sense. Yeah, that's like the only interesting thing that's actually happened to me. Everything else is just like I just work. That's it. Yeah, if I tell y'all something, obviously I know it's not gonna leave. He does not care for Daniel Green because Daniel Green loves The Wheel of Times, and he talked badly about Dune. And my boyfriend loves Dune so much, and he read Wheel of Times, and he was like, "This is so." He doesn't hate Wheel of Times. He just wishes like he doesn't like some of the things in it, and he just does not like his channel. So yeah. Oh my. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Yeah. Very much. Yeah. I don't think they really like the same things, even though they read the same genre. Like he, it's probably like Lord of the Rings, which like every guy who reads fantasy likes Lord of the Rings. Oof. Yeah, it's so crazy because after the whole situation where Daniel Green was like talking about, he was talking about his book, and I just did not like the way that like he was commenting on people's reviews, and it like rubbed me the wrong way. Um, So I just didn't like the way that like he was commenting on people's reviews, and then he made a video on like why it's okay, and yeah. Everybody literally, you see, you don't use Twitter, so you wouldn't know. Nobody was escaping Daniel Green during like whatever month that was. We all were just really, really, we were all down bad. Okay, everybody. I remember like somebody literally said his name on the timeline, like wild, down bad. I don't think he would join a BookTube, but I kind of want to start a podcast because our dynamic is very interesting. Because he's very like, I don't know. I'm very ditzy, and he's very, I don't want to say very smart, but I mean he is. But it's just so funny, our dynamic. I think a lot of people would like our dynamic. Yeah, he does. Are you sure? He had a girlfriend he was dating. This booktuber, her name was Brittany, but I think they broke up because they don't. No, because if I tell y'all all of this tea, y'all are gonna be like, y'all are gonna be like, Mayana, how do you know all this tea? Yeah, so I'm just gonna mind my business. Well, I'm not minding my business, but I'm not gonna tell y'all. Yeah, basically he was dating this booktuber. Her name was Brittany, and I think they probably broke up because she was building her own house, and I think he's either building his own house or just getting a house in general. So I don't know why they broke up, but I just know they broke up because they weren't following each other. And then I was watching her videos, and she usually talks about him or goes to visit him, and she didn't do any of that in her videos. So okay, so my Twitter name is McLovin, and the bio is it's basically from Superbad. My Twitter name and the bio is from Superbad because I like that movie. So it's just a quote from Superbad, and then it's like a play. I try to be like clever because like my Twitter name is McLovin, and then basically they get into this argument about why the main character picked McLovin as a name for the ID, and then he goes, "Muhammad is the most commonly used name in the world. Read a book," and it's also a play on how I read. So I try to be smart. No, literally. Yeah. Oof, my bone just. I don't like hearing things crack. But yeah, I just tried to make a play on like me liking to read and then me liking the movie, and I tried to like, yeah. You only get it if you've seen the movie or at least watch the clip. Just watch the McLovin clip and then you'll get it. Yeah, because honestly, I was gonna spill it either way. I just at least want to get my information together first. Yeah. I give in way too easily. I don't know. I love spilling whatever tea I know because I have nobody to talk about this. Like, what am I gonna do? Go on Guru Gossip? So this is pretty much the best I'm gonna get. They're doing fireworks outside, but they sound like struggle fireworks. Oh, it's just the echo. Yeah. Bro, Guru Gossip was so on me for my crush on Daniel Green. Like, dang. I wasn't even, it wasn't like I was trying to make, I don't think he even noticed I had a crush on him or even really noticed me besides following me. It's not like he likes my tweets or anything like that. So people were trying to make it seem like I was like so weird for having a crush on him. It's just like, he's a booktuber. We don't have that many straight guys on booktube, straight cute guys at that. And no, I'm not gonna say anything mean. We don't have any straight cute guys on booktube, so it's like, yeah, I've watched How to Get Away with Murder. I actually stopped watching after season 4. Um, yeah. And also, I'm so mad that people were trying to be like, oh, they're trying to talk about me liking Daniel Green when somebody posted his whole name on Twitter. Yes. Yeah. Uh, and he also was in one of my live stream once. Very awkward. Very awkward because definitely could have been talking about him at that moment. So awkward. Also, does anybody watch Frenemies? Let's talk about. Well, okay, yeah, I want to end it at 3 hours, so like 15 minutes. We have 15 minutes. Let's talk about the Frenemies drama. If you want to talk about the Gabby Hanna drama too, you want to slide in there. We can talk about that too. Yeah, yeah. Both of y'all were here for that. Yeah. Well, back when Miss Dash Dash was always here, but Gabriella is always here. But I'm pretty sure both of you guys were here for that. I don't really think that well, it's not that I hate Jessica Channel or anything. I love her channel, and I actually like how she does her videos because she actually she doesn't talk about drama. She talks about drama from like publication standpoint, or like kind of if she needs to talk about drama. But like we have like the whole consumerism discourse like every month. Like she mostly talks about like publication and authors and stuff like that drama. But other than that, I really don't think that BookTube. I don't want to say I don't think that BookTube is that messy. I don't think BookTube is messy. Book Twitter is messy, and also a lot of the stuff that happened on Guru Gossip, which doesn't reflect BookTube. I think. Oh yeah, because when she uploaded the first video, I was like, okay, they can get passive if she apologizes. 3 videos later, maybe they can get passive if she apologizes. The sexual, video, you can't get past someone accusing you of that. And then she made an apology video, and apparently she's let me go look because actually, I think she went to go delete all of her previous videos about Ethan. She did, but she kept up her "This is not okay" video, which I believe is the video where she accused him of. No, I think that's something else. But yeah, she deleted all of her videos about Ethan, which in her apology video, she never apologized for accusing him of that. She never fully apologized to him, and she brought up Gabby Hanna in their apology video. And then the Gabby Hanna situation, they're really obsessed with each other because in the Gabby Hanna situation, Gabby Hanna made a video about Joey Graceffa and Escape the Night and tried to accuse him of being like a bad person or whatever, doing her wrong, whatever. Joey Graceffa clapped back with all of his information and stuff, and then his friend Daniel, the producer, clapped back with all of his receipts. So we know Gabby was lying, which we already knew. But Gabby also randomly brought up Trisha and hit her video. So it was like, why are y'all? They're weirdly obsessed with each other. Anyways, she never really fully apologized to Ethan. Like Trisha is, yeah. And I feel like a clown for giving Trisha a chance because I really was against Trisha. I've never watched anything she was in, but I watched Frenemies once because I was like, everyone was talking about it. So I was like, okay, sure. And I got to understand like why Trisha act the way she act. Like I really got to understand like her trauma and all this stuff. And then, yeah, she basically can come of SH. I can't say it on the live. Can't say it on YouTube because you get demonetized for it. Not that I feel like I'm not about to get monetized for this thing on live stream. Sexual harassment. Because this live stream is so long, like, and only people who read the book is probably gonna click on it. Like nobody's gonna be like, well, I mean, we've been talking for like 3 hours. So people are probably gonna be like, what they've been talking about for 3 hours. But I don't really care. It's just a live stream. It's fine. Yeah, she accused him of sexual harassment. And it's funny that whenever something happens, Trisha accuses people of things once they're friends, like of being a pedo. I think she accused her ex-boyfriend. She accused Moses of talking to younger girls when they broke up. She accused Ethan of sexual harassment. She accused Daybreak Dobrik and a vlog scribe of R, which they did do that. But, well, yeah, they did do that. But it wasn't accusing, but she only came out after they stopped being friends, which is also an issue that people really have with Trisha. I do understand her more. Like I understand that she has a mental illness, but I also understand that like she uses her and Gabby Hanna both use their mental illness, and I don't know how to say this in the right way, but I think they have something more than I think whatever they have, they both have it, and it's like some kind of mental illness that like and I'm not joking. I'm being so serious. Like a mental illness that makes you play the victim and not see how you're wrong in any situation ever. Because Gabby Hanna has a 12-part series of how everyone has done her wrong. Okay. Yeah, it reminds me of. I don't want to talk about this person because the last time I talked about this person, they found my video and commented under it because clearly somebody snitched and said something. But if I say their name, I'm basically saying their nickname. So that's a hint. If I say their name, I'm saying their nickname. It's a letter, comes after A and before C. But basically when I was when I don't want to say we were friends, but one thing I noticed about this person I used to be friends with is that they will always when they would argue with you, they would try to argue with you by they would never try to argue with you. They would just try to ruin your image. Like they wanted people to follow you. They accused Mika of being transphobic, and people literally thought that she was, and people unfollow her and all this stuff. She literally had to DM people and be like, "Yeah, I'm not transphobic. This person just accused me of it." Or like even when they would argue with me, like they would never argue with me. They would try to accuse me of doing things, so people would stop following me or people would not like me. And it's something that also Trisha and Gabby both do, where they basically try to get people to not like them. Because I think, and also even in Trisha's apology, she made it seem like you could tell that she really wasn't over the situation and she was just apologizing because her views are terrible. Somebody uploaded a video of her. Sorry, I'm trying to give y'all all the information I got, and it's so much because I've been watching this drama for like weeks. Yeah, if you know, you know. It's not that hard. I've had drama with them before, but somebody uploaded a video of Trisha's skincare routine, and they got like 600K, and that's more than Trisha barely gets. She barely gets, on a good day, 500K. So it's like, okay, people are uploading videos about you, and they're already getting like nearly 500,000 views, and then you're not even breaking that, and you have 5 million subscribers. So of course Trisha is seeing that people aren't watching her content anymore. The only time people watch her content is when she uploads videos talking bad about Ethan, which even people got tired of that. So I think that Trisha saw that people were not liking her anymore, and she's losing. YouTube is her job. She's losing money from that. Like, she tries to pretend she doesn't care, but whatever. So I think she apologized because people will stop caring about her. But you can tell because in the video she says Ethan stands, and it's a reference to something. Oh, Ethan stands think that I'm evil or something like that. Something about saying Ethan stands, basically saying that we think that she's a bad guy. It's like, I'm not an Ethan stan. But it's like most people aren't Ethan stans. They're fans of Trisha. They just don't support her anymore because she is doing too much. So it's like neither of them take accountability for like anything. And I think one of the issues is, well, not one of the issues, but I noticed is that Ethan was such a good friend. Like he would literally let Trisha, he would never argue with Trisha. He would just say this and he'd be like, oh yeah, like, is that how you feel? Like he would talk to her very calmly. Like I feel like somebody needs to like trap Trisha in a conversation and literally like point out things, like have all the information and point out things that she's saying she's done and have the proof and make her sit there and look stupid, to be honest. Because oh yeah, Gabby's an actual narcissist. Maybe that's, I don't know. I guess yeah, a narcissist never really, I guess a narcissist, but it's like everyone accuses somebody of being a narcissist. Like it's such a thrown around term now. So, but yeah, Gabby's actually a narcissist. I think Trisha might be too, actually. Trisha is. She thinks that everyone is in love with her or wants to be her. She literally thinks that Ethan is in love with her. That's weird. She's weird. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. In that video, she admitted, that's why she made those videos. That's why she made 10 videos regarding Ethan, because she literally admitted in that video that she makes multiple videos about stuff to get money, to get assets. Yeah. I think empath is code word for narcissist. Oh wait, no. Never mind. I read that wrong. I don't disregard that. I don't even know what I was saying. But yeah. Gaslight, narcissist. That's why in that video she was like, "Oh, you're trying to gaslight me." Ethan wasn't trying to gaslight you. That's not what gaslight means. Gaslighting is not when you tell someone how they feel. It's literally when it's literally when you make someone feel like they're insane. That's not what he was doing. And then people on TikTok are like, "Yeah, he's gaslighting her." No, that's not what gaslighting means. I hate when people misuse words. It's like one of my biggest pet peeves. Well, I can't say that because I be misusing words, but I hate when people misuse important words like gaslight and narcissist. And a word that I've seen recently, what is it? It's a phrase. It's something called like parasocial relationships. People have been using the word parasocial. What the fuck does that mean? I've been saying everyone on TikTok use that, and I don't think anyone knows what it means because I have yet to see it used in the exact same context. I can't even tell you what it is by context because nobody has used it in the same context yet. I don't know. Google says I think a parasocial relationship is a one-sided relationship. Oh, that's literally what it is. It's a one-sided relationship where the person extends emotional energy, interest, and time, and the other party, the persona is completely unaware of the other's existence. Oh, so it's a one-sided relationship, but the person doesn't even know the other person exists. Parasocial relationships are most common with celebrities, organizations such as sports teams, and television stars. So basically, sin accounts. Yeah, not just celebrities though, like people in general. Oh, okay. Let's stop here. Um, yeah, but I wouldn't know that because I've yet the way that I seen parasocial relationship used was not in this is not in this way. Was not in this way at all. Yeah, triggered. Oh my gosh. Watching Trisha's videos is like watching a TikTok word of the day video. Because there's so many things that she uses. She used one term that really made me mad because she did not use it in the right way. And I was like, what are you talking about? I can't go back and see what my comment was because she deleted the videos. So is it just with the influencer or could it be like a normal person? Like if I thought I was friends with like my teacher, but my teacher was like, I don't know this bitch. You know, why would the teacher not know me? I don't know. It was just an example. Help. Please. I need the fame. I need the views. Imagine the amount of views Trisha could get me. None. Don't nobody be watching her stuff. Yeah, that's the point. It's so disappointing. My back. I'm at the end of this one because my back is killing me. But yeah, it's very disappointing because Trisha made it seem like she matured so much. I'm gonna get some fish sticks. She made it seem like she matured so much and like she's such a different person now and all this stuff. And then she's doing the same thing she did to like her ex boyfriends. She's doing the same thing she did to the Vlog Squad, which I don't care about them. I've never watched a single Vlog Squad video in my life, and that's something I'm very proud to say. But she did the same thing to them. Even though they were wrong, I'm not saying they were right, but it's just like she makes a video about Gabby like once every 3 days. I actually don't know. Oh, I seen a comment. I actually seen a comment where damn it, what did this comment say? It says something like they both could be right, basically. Yeah, my last live stream, I felt so bad because I just did it for like 45 minutes and I ended it so soon, and everybody was like, "No, we want to talk." And I was sitting here thinking, I was like, "Yeah, do my live streams don't have to be boring, you know? I want to keep it interesting, so we can talk about the book for like an hour and then talk about the tea for like three." Yes, I get it. Like, yeah, she self sabotages, blah 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 blah. But girl, this is just sad. My back, God. But yeah, it's just really sad. I'm still trying to think about what the comment says. I think it depends on who you think a friend is. Like, I could think somebody's my friend. We've never had the discussion that we're friends. We don't really act like we're friends, but I can think they're my like. I think it depends. Like, I just think it depends on the person. Like I said, I could think I'm friends with somebody, and then that person could be like, oh, okay. Like a good example would be, not me bringing up this man again. Okay, a good example would be, um, my boyfriend is he. I was asking him like who his best friend is, but he's very particular about words. Like, yeah, he's very particular about words. So I asked him if this person was his best friend. He was like, no. Even though they hang out every day, they talk all the time, they text, they're best friends. But to him, they're not, because the word best friend, he, typically means one per. I'm gonna fight you, Miss Dash Dash. Oh my gosh. But yeah, he's very like, so he's really particular. I think it could be like somebody could be really particular about the way they use friends. Like me, I could have like 18 best friends, but like 2 close friends. Like I can have 80 friends. So I think it just depends on. So I think to Trisha's mind, because she might view friends, she might value the word friend or a friend very highly. So to Trisha, they weren't friends because they were probably just like acquaintances or people who just run in the same circles. Whereas to Gabby, she probably like, yeah, we hang out in the same circle, like we talk sometimes, we're friends. So I think that's what it could be. Which, I mean, yeah, a best friend can't only be one person. But for me, I don't know. Like at one point, I had so many. I don't want to say I had so many best friends, but at one point, I had like 4 best friends. Now I have like one, but I think for me, it's just like best friends. Wait, would it be best friends or close friends, or I don't know. I guess a best friend would make sense because it's friend, not it's typically his best friend. So I get it. One side of my face being chubbier than the other is really. Okay, I think I'm gonna end this video here because my back really hurts, but I don't even sleep on one side. I really don't. I don't sleep on one side. I don't know. No, I don't really sleep on one side, but I think I don't know. I'm just always tired. Yeah, that's what I mean. It's like Gabby thinks that everyone is her friend, but oh, I do that though. But yeah, I get that. But anyways, I had to end the live stream because my back closed. But yeah, don't forget July's book is Plain Bad Heroes. I'll be reading this weekend, so I'm gonna get out the way soon. It is a big book, so I suggest you start earlier in the month so that. Okay, Miss Dash Dash. How about you read Plain Bad Heroes? How about that? Go read this book since you want to wish things on people. But yeah, thank you for joining. I'll probably make. Actually, let me see what's the best day for this live stream so I can just tell you guys. July. Oh, okay. So I can probably do the live stream for Playing Bad Heroes July 29th because that's a Thursday. So I can do July 29th. So July 29th at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. You will be reading. At least join the live stream if you don't read the book. And I'll try to take notes because this book is big, and also try to focus on comparing Playing Bad Heroes to Bunny and Catherine House, or either or. So we can do that next stream anyways. But yeah, I have fun, and I'll see you guys. I'll try to do a live stream sooner, but I'll see you guys like as soon as I can do another live stream, basically. Okay, let me stop talking because